the streets of Monaco racing today in a whole country in just 1 minute and 9 seconds, maybe even less. But I'm here with Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello there, Matthias, and obviously, like you said, it's probably going to be one of the tightest tracks on the calendar, and obviously, well, it is the tightest track on the calendar, and obviously you are racing around probably an entire country, like you said, in about
Yeah, it's really tight. I once visited it, and it's really tiny. I was in France, and then we thought, oh, let's go a day to Monaco, and it was really all good cars. But I think we have a full grid. One of the Haases still needs to join, but I'm going to run through the grid right now. The familiar faces of Mercedes, Michael and Simon. In the Ferrari, again the familiar faces, Steve and Joran. In the Red Bull, the two Lucas and Monster. In Renault we have Aardappel, aka Benjamin, who had a good debut last round in China. And we have a new driver, aka Tim, who is substituting for Alfie, who is going to practice a lot because he's too much off the pace. Respects to him. In the Haas we have Jan de Man, and I think SHR still needs to join. McLaren we have Lorenzo and Killer, both still on 0 points, so we might see that change today. In the Racing Point team we have one of the best midfield teams and who can fight with the top 3 are IST Beats and Lieutenant Barry, aka Kai Eltink is, I think, yeah. Both got a really good race last race. In the Rike and Paul, still, oh wait, they got 1 point in China, I think. Red Bull, Toro Rosso, Honda, Jelle and Hilhiger Tom replacing Mikey. And in the Williams team we have Thomas, and we have a new face, Felix. Sam got kicked out of the team due to inactivity, and they replaced him with Felix, who's going to make his debut today. But yeah, I think it's time to almost ready up and go for the most important qualifying session of the season. Yeah.
Obviously, we're just waiting on one more driver. If
he might join in qualifying. I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, this one's going to be interesting. I don't know if this is going to be on what time of day. Is it going to be night?
It's night.
It is a night
if
race.
I'm right.
Every league uses that to their advantage, and not going to lie,
it's really good.
Stunning.
But what I mentioned with drivers, the track is going to be more slippery, so we might see a bit slower times than we have in the normal day circumstances. But
well, what I think a lot of leagues actually do, a lot of leagues just do night races here. What I would like to see is probably starting like on sunset or dusk sort of time, because
yeah, a bit like Abu Dhabi, that you go from dusk to
it's
night.
got some like glamorous daylight which drivers see for like the start of the race and then just end it off in the night. And obviously something that I guess Codemasters could do as well about the game.
Might in the next game.
At the end, obviously, with a little bit of fireworks, and obviously just put that a little bit of input like that would help out a lot.
I think the night is really good for taking pictures, like Felix, for example. He makes one of the best pictures I know, and yeah, it's really good. Last time he made a VRL some good pictures, so I hope he can do it also this race. But yeah, it's good for your highlights. It's more nicer. Oh, and we're readying up.
It's very picturesque in the night.
Not a full house. One driver missing.
Very close, and obviously, I saw this post from another league turn around and saying that like people always complain about Monaco and say that they cannot turn up because of family commitments. It gave me a little chuckle, but it's nice to see that pretty much everyone has turned up tonight. And taking the race, obviously, and it just shows how committed drivers are to the league. And obviously, you know who's committed and who's not by the ones who turn up tonight and the ones who don't. And obviously, some who may not be able to make it due to actual personal reasons, but some do end up.
We have a good prediction, Sam. Benjamin, aka Aardappel, says, I think there's going to be one safety car tonight. I don't think it's going to be one. Last race in China, we had 3 safety cars. In China isn't a track where you crash really fast, so...
Well, with this new update, if you're going to say there's going to be one safety car...
I think there are going to be 5 or more. Here we are, in the qualifying, in the night. Really beautiful view in the dark streets of the Monaco. In Monaco, sorry.
Right, so who's going to be out first then? Who's going to break the ice?
Yeah, who's going to be out first? But I think you can. Monaco is, to be fair, one of my favorite tracks. It really shows who's the best driver and who's the best driver in taking enough risk in the corners. Like you see in Sector 3 and Sector 2 is really the both McLaren's going up, but it's like the swimming pool chicane. You need to get really on the exit on the curves to get the best exit to the next corner, but it's a really difficult circuit, in my opinion, one of the best. And it's never changed throughout the 1950s. And there's a Williams in front. It's Felix, the one who's making a debut. Oh, Sam, we have in the first 20 minutes of the race, there is light rain, so we see some rain, and I think Thomas will be happy with that, because last season, he won by 20 seconds in the rain. But yeah, this is kind of my anniversary commentating. Last season I commentated for the first time in any league, also in Monaco, so yeah, I think I can call it a 1 year or season anniversary, so hope it's a good race and a good season. Here, really nice view through the swimming pool chicane. And Sam, you got your dinner?
Yeah, that's why I went, yeah.
Here we are, Felix lining up for his lap, for his first time lap in the Euroleague. But Sam, we have in the first 20 minutes of the race we have light rain.
Oh, we have light rain.
Yeah, light rain. That's tricky. Are you going to qualify in a wet setup or a dry? I think dry is the fastest.
Well, I wonder what's everyone's thinking, because obviously it took a while for the first car to come out, so I'm wondering if they were actually searching for a wet setup or if they were damned that they haven't got one, so they had to try and either make one or...
Oh, and there's a Haas in front of Felix who's trying to set his lap, so he might get blocked. Oh, where is the mini spectator mode? Sorry, I'll enable that. Enabled. We'll just do a full track map because it's nice in my point of view. Felix now has a clear track ahead of him. Yellow in sector 2. Just the cars going really slowly. But here's the part where you need all the downforce you have. Purple in sector 1. That's not very weird because he's the fastest man and the first man on track. Coming to Raskas, locking up a bit of left front. First gear, second, and all the way up to 7th gear. And it's a 1:10.0.
To start off, that's not bad.
That's not really bad for him. Lorenzo more than 1.3 seconds behind, and here we have Maiko behind. What is his time going to be? The second one to set a competitive lap time. The Mercedes driver, it's professional pump, almost a second faster than
one
Felix.
of the McLarens are.
Yeah, well, both McLarens really slow. Oh, and Ice-T in P3 with a 1.98. Thomas in the P2 with a 1.92. And Simon in the P3 with a 1.98. Tim really disappointing down in P7, but just about also the guy who's making his debut, aka Felix. Show times. Oh, yeah,
it's a McLaren in the wall. Oh, he's calling for massive hold up.
It's a pile-up. Killer 7, 5 place grid penalty. That's not what you want.
Yeah, it was. Someone was going to have something like that happen, and obviously all the drivers behind him must be absolutely fuming behind him for that incident.
Yeah, but he got a 5 place time penalty. That's not what you want in Monaco. Certainly not here. I'd rather have it in Austria or Brazil, for example, because you can overtake really easily in these tracks. Sam, what you got for dinner?
Oh, I just got some steak and egg pie. That's about it.
Nice, nice. Oh, Benjamin in P3, now 1 minute 9.6. But he got a point in the corner. Jan in P8, Jorn in P6.
The McLaren's in the wall again.
Which one?
That'd be Killer.
Killer, yeah. McLaren having a really bad season so far, but looking okay for now. Lorenzo almost the second of the guy in front, and then it's all in the 110s. Wait, detail gap. It's all from the top 9. It's all between 1 second, and then you have Thomas being 88 hundredths of a second behind his championship rival. And here is Benjamin. Oh wait, sorry, it's not Benjamin. It's Lieutenant Barry on his cool down lap. We have Monster and Rique going for their lap, but here with Monster still the main point scorer of Red Bull. Red Bull looking really nice here in the night. In the dark, sorry. He's getting purple on sector 1, so that is really promising from the Austrian driver. Can he maybe be the surprise of the day? He's having a really good season so far, so yeah, having a good season, carrying a bit of Red Bull team. And also Marco aka Poppa left the league because of a disagreement with the qualifying ban. The season 2 champion left the league, so what's Monster going to do? Looks really fast, but yeah, I'm not that fast as these guys are.
Same here.
That's what commentates, and he's P11, P12. Sorry, my fault.
Let's see who's next across the line.
It's
There's a
Lucas.
Williams.
No, it's Lucas.
Here he comes. Let's see what he's going to do. His first lap. Really good lap to start you off.
Oh, P4. Really good
Decent lap.
From Lucas. Lucas always being good in qualifying, but picking the wrong strategies. Like in Spain, he got he didn't got pole, he got P2, but really picked the wrong strategy, going for the soft. Here we have Felix on his second lap. Now has a clear path in front of him. Only a Red Bull in front, but he'll let him through, I think. Down in P8.
Who's the next man to finish a lap? If
Felix.
It's Felix. Where it is? I've just seen where he is on the track. Can't find him. There he is.
Young, 5 second time, 5 place time penalty, illegal blocking. But there we have Felix really looking fast on the controller, and it's going to be P4. Just about with 0.02 of a second in front of Lucas, which is really close to just about in front with P4. Thomas, the last time race winner and pole position. Is he going to do it again in Monaco?
I was going to say watch out for Steve, but I think he's messed up his lap, so no, Tim is on a lap though, coming through the final sector.
I'll watch him after Thomas finishes his lap. It's provisional pole for the last time winner.
Tim's
Tim goes into the pits.
He got a bit of wing damage, I think.
Here we have ICT Beats. Can he finish his lap? Not being quite sure if he's going to finish good in Monaco. It's not even a time improvement, I think. Simon in P3. Aardapol, Benjamin, not improving his time. Here we have Johan, which is also looking quite strong this season so far. Locking someone up in front of him. Going to the final corner is a tricky one.
Johan's just about to finish.
Yeah, it's
P5.
P5. Felix now down in P6.
Oh, Michael, there just
188.
Looking very strong then again for the season. Obviously,
yeah.
last year's champion. He's obviously got the competitor Thomas there, but Monaco at the moment, absolutely smashing it at the moment.
Yeah, but remember, it's only qualifying. There is going to be a long race ahead of us. Steve improves to PA, so strong looking qualifying so far from both of the Ferraris. Here we have Benjamin who got damaged, but he's finishing his lap. Getting restriction from...
This is one point out we haven't...
He's into P2 with damage.
I just want to point out we have not said anything about the fact that there's going to be rain. So you saying about like getting pole position, it's probably most important from the start. But now you see rain, it's probably something that means like nothing at the end of the day, because it's going to be so difficult to keep that position in the rain with all these safety cars.
Look at Thomas. He's like last season he won with 20 seconds a whole rain race. I think he's going to be happy with it. So you might see him storming up the field.
I wonder if Thomas is a rain master like Michael Schumacher.
He is a really rain master, in my opinion. And Lorenzo improves to P14. But here we have Jan being quite some time off the pole position. But as I said, Thomas is really good in the rain and leading from the front. Just in England, he won the race because he starts from pole position. Look at Monaco last season, so many examples, like Belgium last season. And there's Killer in the wall.
Tim is in a very peculiar position. He's got Rike in front of him, but Tim's much quicker than him. Tim cannot keep behind him though.
I think. Rike let him through. He got damage, he touched the wall.
Yeah, but Rike can't let it through because Rike's on a lap himself. This has compromised Tim so much.
Tim also got damage. Oh, he tries to pass and it's contact.
What's he doing?
Ooh, showing a bit of aggressive there, weaving to him. Why trying to fight on a qualifying lap? Okay, Rike is in front, I understand. He's not as fast as he is, but take it easy, don't do a silly dive bomb. Both of the laps are ruined.
He should have just backed
look at Yellow also. Look at Yellow in P5. Just chilling there. After having not a really great season so far. Felix is on his out lap, same for Iran. Here's Lucas on his timed lap. I think he might have validated there. Yes, he did.
Check out Monster. Monster's on a lap as well, his Red Bull teammate.
Yeah, is your foot nice? I hate you.
Yeah, it's nice, mate. Yeah, I've just got
1 out of 10 rated.
Probably about a 9. It's very nice. Yeah, Monster comes into the pits, so no time for him. As Paul goes on to a lap as well now, so more drivers getting onto laps now.
Yeah, it's really busy, not busy at all.
I think they're all prepping up for their final laps.
Really locking up there. Both wheels.
Oh, there's locking up a lot here. Need to be careful. Locking up's not going to help him. His tyres as well to start the race.
No, we're starting in rain, mate, so don't worry about your tyres.
Oh, it's starting in rain. I thought you said rain 20 minutes in.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes. Paul here was representing his German country. German country helmet. So, nice shot to him.
Put swimming pool perfectly there. And obviously we'll look up straight after.
Yeah, here was it going to be for Paul? It's P9, 11, sorry. Here we have Felix, but he's behind Lieutenant Barry, lets him through really fair. From the racing point, who was in P... Where's Lieutenant Barry? Only in P50? But here we have Felix coming for the final corner. Really close to the edge. It's P5, P4 for the Dutchman. Just about behind his teammate, while his teammate is also on his out up. And there's the Renault parked in the wall quite there. But here we have Thomas, who needs to improve over 2 tenths, 1.5 I think, to get up a position, and needs to improve 3 tenths for pole. What is the championship leader going to do? Looking slippy through the corners.
Oh, Felix. Just hit the wall just after the tax corner.
Yeah, he's not on timed lap, so that's no problem for him. He's in front of his teammate VRT Arrow joining. So we have
VRT Arrow. Is VRT Arrow in the league?
I don't know. Never heard of him.
He's a pretty quick driver, I definitely know that. If I'm allowed to mention that he's the AORF free champion most recently, so he does fit the requirements for this league, definitely, and I really think he'd be a good addition.
Yeah,
so...
but I never heard of him joining the league, so... Oh, look at Felix on a big 2/1000 of a second behind his teammate here. Thomas coming to the final corner up to the main straight. What's going to be its second place?
I don't know who would have invited him though, because I can't recall anybody in here being like good mates of him, except for myself, but I didn't invite him, so I don't know where he's joined from. Oh well. Watto coming around the final corner, so I think that's Simon coming around the final corner then. See what time he's going to get. He's 1/10 up. Still plays in P5 though.
But here, Thomas, 500 of a second behind his championship rival is on his outlap. Might Thomas now be saving his tires and fuel?
I think that's Tim who's just improved to 6th place there as well.
Oh,
so
nice
Tim
from the Renault so far.
Who else is on the lap with him?
Michael coming through Casino Square. Luke's retired from the session.
Yeah, Lieutenant Berry is.
Oh, there's Lucas.
Locking up.
Michael getting purple in sector 1. Still on pole. No one, I think, who has a chance of attacking him. Thomas also going for a lap, so he needs to watch his back. But sector 1 is purple for Michael, and that's a fact. Coming up to the tricky chicane, going really deep on the brakes, locking up. Now coming through the tricky part of the circuit. Still purple, and now purple on sector 2 as well. Purple right now for him, for the Belgian driver. Oh, touches the wall. Season 3 champion, what is he going to do? It's a 187, but watch Aardappel and Thomas, both on their laps. Yeah, they're retired, but he's still in a good PA though. Maybe finally good result for the Toro Rosso team. Tim retired from the session here with Thomas really flying through the track, and he invalidates. This time we might see Aardappel aka Benjamin attacking Thomas there, because he's not that far behind. No, and he's cutting off his lap. Still have Simon though. Ulrike is just in front, but he let him through. What can he do? Just one of the final guys to set a lap time. Here's the final one. Giro is wide open to the main straight, and it's going to be P5 still. Rike going into bits with Sam, your opinion about the qualifying session?
Very difficult qualifying session for many, and surprisingly the last corners as well, find them very difficult looking up there easily, but personally I'm surprised. I don't really know if I've seen his pace, but that's the Renault in 3rd place. Excuse me, I can't really pronounce his name. Has he got
his name is Benjamin.
Okay, I'm gonna call him Benjamin because Ben is easier.
Yeah, Ben for you.
I haven't seen his pace before, so I don't really know where his pace is. But it's his debut today, so yeah, he's.
No, he had
really
a good debut in Spain and also a good racing channel.
Oh.
Wait, let me run through the start order. We have in 1, we have Michael, then we have Thomas, Benjamin, aka Ben, Felix, Simon, Tim, Joran, Jem, Jelle, Ice-T, Lucas, Steve, Paul, Lieutenant Barry, I think it's Kai, Monster, Lorenzo, Hillhiker, Tom, AK Tom, Jan, Killer 7, Enrique, and then in last place we have that VRT Arrow guy. I don't know him, so
I know him quite well. Pretty quick driver. Don't know how he's still.
Does he race in your league?
Yeah, and obviously he races for the team who I'm associated with, VRT. Yeah,
VRT.
so I'll actually just get in contact with him now. I'll ask him how he joined. I want to see how he joined. I'm
and
quite
here
intrigued.
we are in the rain.
In the night as well.
In the night, so it's going to be extra slippery out there. One thing I think is good that the Mercedes pitbox and the Williams pitbox is has the biggest distance between them, because they are furious rivals. Mike and Thomas, and I think Felix and Simon are also good matched to each other. But yeah, here we are for the race. The jewel of the calendar, the jewel of the Pearl of Monaco. I wanted to say Pearl Harbor, but that's in World War II stuff.
Yeah, I'll be right back because I've just got to take my plate down, obviously. Yep. So I'll be finished and I'll be ready back for the race, of course.
Okay, it's good. Starting the formation lap. Mercedes, Williams, Renault, Williams, Mercedes, Renault. Top 4 of the top 6 are of the same teams. Joran still looking really confident in that P7. But look how good these graphics look like. Is Michael going to win the race, or is Thomas going to surprise them? Really close on each other in the formation lap. VRT Arrow. I don't know him. I know what he's doing here. Come on, Tim, love it, Sam. Says in the chat. VRT Arrow, yes, I don't know him. He's from VRT, so it must be fast. But it's Monaco, you can't win really from the back.
Depends on the safety cars. Yes, I'm back.
But Sam, do you get any response from VRT Arrow? Do you know his real name, or?
His real name is Duncan, so there's a good start.
Dunkin' Donuts.
And he is a fellow Dutchman like yourself, so obviously this
he's Dutch.
People who are Belgium or Dutch, I've noticed, so I guess he fits in with the family well if he obviously ends up joining the league, but he's a pretty decent driver in my opinion. If he was to join, he'd probably be a title contender or at least a podium contender, so this would be interesting to see if he stays. But I'm still confused of how he got in here, because I don't know who would have invited him, because I can hands down say it wasn't me, and I'm not sure if anyone else knows. So yeah, but
here we are for the round 5 of season 4. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Alright, and on the way we go. It's a slippery start for Michael and Thomas from the front row. There is still no contact yet. But I think there is some contact with Hillhiker Tom and Lorenzo.
I think everyone's made it through actually.
Yeah, that's a really big surprise to me. Ice-T.
There's a big safety car.
Oh, there's a big pile-up.
Whoa, what's happened at the back here? I just noticed this and I don't know what's happened. I think both the Hasses have got a little bit of wind damage here. Jan, I think, definitely has.
Let's watch by Duncan. I know he hasn't got any damage. But yeah, one corner we had one safety car. Safety car 1, race 0, corners 1, sorry.
Well, whoever said that there's going to be one safety car, you're predicting there's going to be no more after this. You've got a whole 39
You got a good
laps to
race
go.
in front of you, but yeah, I raced Monaco in my career with 39 laps, and I was just bored after the first 20 laps. I was like, meh, it's going to be boring. But yeah,
Now
it's Monaco,
it's
it's a
gonna be
long track.
It's not going to be boring now though, with all these safety cars. Literally every minute someone's going to crash into a wall.
Watch
Next minute, it's a
Honesty
safety
in
car.
last place. He got wing damage, so if he's smart, he boxes immediately. Yeah, VRT Arrow didn't make any places up in the first corner. We have seen some penalties being awarded, but couldn't really keep up with it. Monster really slowing down, but there are some guys going into the pit. There's a Mercedes of Simon, but he got damaged, so he got invited to the pileup at the start.
Quite a lot of people got into the pits. It's massive
Yeah.
pile of monsters. They all got through the first corner quite clean though, but it just from that it just ended
Just
up
up,
being
up,
disastrous.
up the hill. It's probably someone spun or got touched.
Luckily, it hasn't affected the two leaders of the championship who are battling it out for the race, not just the race win.
It's just they are swapping race wins. Thomas, Michael, and if they want to continue that streak, Thomas has to win.
Obviously, you've got
Tim made up one place.
the Renault. I can't say his name. As
Ben, just call him Ben.
oh yeah, I keep forgetting he's called Ben. I can't remember all
Thank
these
you,
names
man.
because you've got all these different usernames and
Try
then you've
to
got their
pronounce
actual
it. Try to pronounce article.
Ardapol.
You only got a
It's-
5-second time penalty exceeding track limits. Paul,
Oh,
10-second
Paul,
time
it's
penalty
10 seconds.
exceeding track limits.
Surely these will get removed because, in my opinion, that's the one problem about this new update under the safety car. You literally cut the corner by like the
Tim, something happened to Tim. He lost 3 places to Joran and Steve and Lieutenant Barry, aka Elting. Young
Yeah,
10-second time penalty. Last race with a big controversy. I don't know how to pronounce that one.
Controversial.
Yeah, Thomas cutting the corner, well, not actually, but getting a 5-second time penalty and then hitting Michael.
Error there.
What?
Error in there.
Oh.
Rike was going slow. Arrow got a lot of space. Didn't see Rike and almost smashed right into the back of him. Luckily, he didn't. But
Jan in the pit lane, we must go. Ho. But still, some guys aren't even in lap 3. For example, Monster and Hill Hiker Tom. And Ice-T Beats. Ice-T Beats again into the pits.
I believe the safety car actually doesn't come in until every driver has
Caught up to the
bunched
back.
up. So Ice-T making this pit stop, it's going to probably
One more lap of the safety car, I think. Last race I need to do it on my own was really boring under the safety cars. No one to chat with.
I feel like
Okay.
these safety cars are too frequent. However, I feel like it's good that they're coming out way more often now, but they are
they're
becoming.
In career, they aren't really coming out much often because
It's because the AI doesn't take risks. The AI is too perfect. If you know
the
what I mean.
race isn't one in turn 1 or lap 1, boys. Might in
At
Monaco,
least-
but not really.
There needs to be more driver mistakes or more, crashes and everything like that. I know you've got lockups and everything for drivers that you see quite frequently, but that's just not enough. You need to see drivers like hitting the wall or something, getting wing damage, just making those simple mistakes at certain
Yeah,
tracks.
for example, Viral F2, someone got hit off, but he just continued. Also Ice-T Beats, but he just continued, and the safety car came out for 3 laps for really actually nothing. But oh, look at Ice-T still having damage. Probably man.
You got damage under the safety car. It's not like you have to rush, but I don't understand why
Is he
he's.
going to the pits again then?
If he's going to go into the pits again, I'm sure everyone will be absolutely infuriated.
No,
He's
not
going to stay
going.
out. He's going to stay out though, so I'm sure everyone's happy about that.
Yeah.
So,
But Maiko, we raced one corner, so he's still in the lead. Nothing really changed except with the last from P14, 13, 12. Sam, what have you done today? Tim, 5-second time penalty. But Tim, Sam, have you done anything special today? Anything fun?
Not exactly, no. Nothing really too much. Just been chilling out, that's all today. Like I do all my Sundays, it's usually my chill out day. Just after obviously Saturday is probably one of my busiest days for the league racing week. And then obviously Sunday is usually just a day where I can just chill out, just, you know, relax for a little while, and then just get back on the college train again the next day. So it's just this day where I just chill, take a little bit less stress.
Safety car in this lap.
And we'll get back on the way. There's a Haas. Something happened to a Haas. That'll be Jan. Jan had a big problem there. I don't know what's happened to him. He's having even more of a problem. What's he doing, Jan here?
Maiko here, still in the lead.
But Jan's left the session now. Maiko is holding up the grid. He's not even going to go yet. He's now probably going to go now, but he needs to go to exit. It's a little bit of an edgy one. Oh, there's yellow flags to set the 1, 2, and 3 again. Let's not do this, please. Felix is
really closer to Article, to AK Benjamin. But Lossia in the chat just show the tire. It's just like they're all on Inters. Nothing interesting to see.
Why would you show the tyres at this early? It's obviously that it's raining, but it's not raining hard enough for wets. You just see one driver. You see they're on green intermediates, and they're all going to be on intermediates.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a bit of a silly question from whoever it was. I feel like the stops would probably be more of an interest in detail of who's made stops really at the moment, seeing who's trying to shake up the strategy a little bit, but obviously only one child to choose from.
The top two is really driving away. Thomas pushing Maiko, already having a gap for him. When there's DRS right now, he wouldn't have to watch in his mirrors. Now he has. But yeah, Felix still on P4 on his debut. But there's a long race. VRT Arrow.
Rike's just completely slowed down. Oh no, Rike and Simon, a little bit of an incident there. Rike just much slower than Simon. Simon had to just push past. It wasn't really Simon's fault, it was just awkward there. And Simon up to 12th, then Arrow up to 11th.
Oh, killer, and Arrow on his debut already also up into the points. But Thomas with the fastest lap really pushing hard to Maiko to overtake him, to make it 2 out of 2 wins in the Monaco Grand Prix, but you can't really overtake him. Please let your predictions in the comment section below, because we are curious to see what you predict for this race. Steve can't match the pace of his teammate. Benjamin. Yeah.
There's a lot of gaps starting to form, and like I said, it's difficult to take over on this chat. Just see what Tim's going to do here. Tim's got the worst exit, but I think he's got a little bit more momentum, so just watch this into this course.
Is he going to do a ballsy dive bomb like I like to call it?
Oh, the racing point!
Making
a little bit shaky from
mistakes.
both of them, but more the racing point there, having an extremely shaky back end there. Oh, again!
Tim touching his gearbox.
Oh, spinning as well, but I believe that red flashing light means that they're saving, so...
yeah. Oh, Lieutenant Barry Kai really kind of brake checking him. Felix now with the fastest lap of the race. Tim getting the better exit. What is he, he's coming around the outside of turn 1.
Oh, is this going to be difficult? Oh,
he's squeezed into the wall!
Is he going to win? No, he
stares into him. He stares into him.
Oh,
guys, what are you doing? Both you are idiots.
Oh, both.
Lieutenant Barry retired from the session.
Oh, I think he's hit Arrow as well. He's hit Arrow as well. Arrow still hasn't got wing damage. Arrow is immortal. at this point, and there's, like you said, Lieutenant out, Rike's left the session now, so...
Really chaos, but this is what you mean. Tim just go around the outside, which is possible, but... Yeah, you need to leave each other space, which they don't really do.
It's both of their faults, really, because I felt like Tim around the outside, he should have possibly backed out a little bit, but then again...
With his experience in league racing... Here is Lucas trying to overtake Yellow. Yellow really lacking. Lucas getting damage. Just hitting the wall on his own. No one to watch to. Oh, Yellow really lacking. Thomas or Lucas here around the outside. Touching the wall. Getting probably some extra damage. As you like. There is starting to... gap between
Tim's in the pits.
He got damage, I think.
Yeah, Aero then up from P20 to P8 so far.
8 laps,
and now he's
really
on the
good.
Hunt. Now he's on the hunt for Paul, obviously, and obviously he's probably got a defender Simon behind who's probably able to emulate the laps, but he's having a little bit of a weird moment with his revs.
I think Simon has damage. No, he hasn't. There's starting to fall a gap for him in the top 5. Then you have a big gap between the top 5 and 6. Hill Hiker Tom trying to defend from Luke. Monster, sorry. Yeah, also Lucas, but to prevent confusion in the stream. When do you think they are going to pit? Oh, when they make a contact.
I think pit stops around this track is more around lap 15 time, but if you notice the rain looks like it's slowing down, so I think this is going to have a more impact on lap times. And you saw, you did see that Maiko set to do fastest lap. He might actually do so again here, if you just hold on, see if he is. No, he's just off it though, so lap times are coming in much faster and thicker and faster. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone breaks it. There's another safety car.
Who
Where does
crashed?
that come from there? Yeah, who crashed? What happened?
No DNFs?
Don't know what's happened there. Don't know what the call for the safety car is, in my opinion. Don't really see much. Yeah, I don't know what was caused there for a safety car. I guess there was some sort of incident in sector 3 or something, but it
Let
didn't
me
look
check
much.
my roster for tomorrow. Yes! Have to be 30 minutes past 12 to be in school, so pretty nice. Only 3 hours of school.
Same with me, only 3 hours of college. I live at 12:30 as well, so rather convenient. Rather ironic as well, but a little annoying with these safety cars because now we've just got to sit here and talk about something. Like, it's very hard.
What happened? Did something special happen this week?
Nothing much, mate.
Nothing
much? Really special. Nothing special happens in my life at this
Didn't meet
point.
any special girl?
No.
Or do you already have one?
No, I don't have a special girl, mate. I'm sitting in my bedroom doing commentary on league racing. Do you really think I've got a quote-unquote special girl? In all honesty, I wouldn't have something like that at the moment because I'm just focusing on my own life. So, yeah.
Yeah, same. It's better without one. Saving money.
Just saving time as well.
Saving time as well, having a private life.
Independence. Anyway, hold on, look at the positions made. Just look at the positions made. Look at Aero, 12 places up. Obviously he's had a little bit of luck, but still. Top 4 not changed. Top 4 not changed either.
Top 5.
There's a little Killer 7 here going past Maiko there.
Yeah, he's unlapping himself, but he's in.
Everyone's scattered around the track by now.
Killer
right
7
now.
disqualified from session. But he's in AI mode, so...
That's the AI's fault then. The
He
AI
left
screwed
the
his
session.
race over.
He's disqualified, but where is he going to park his car? I think he might be actually driving himself because he's crashing. Crashed the car. McLaren having a...
Yeah, but how would he be crashing if he's disqualified?
I don't know.
What?
Game
How's he still
glitching.
driving? This game is just something
Ridiculous.
different sometimes. Michael's still obviously going to be leading the way. I don't know when the pit stops will be. It's very interesting because, like you said, obviously you've got to time this perfectly because obviously you've got to think about how obviously we're going to be switching to dry soon, surely.
Yeah,
How
but
many
it's
laps
like
it's gonna last?
in Monaco you want a gap. You don't really want to pit on the safety car because yeah, you'll lose less amount of time, but you'll come stuck in a pack of drivers where you might be taken out or taking out yourself. So I prefer just a normal casual stop, but with 2 safety cars, so it also has been saving quite some time.
Well, cars are still scattered around the track, so like I said, we won't get a safety car coming in until then.
Tim down in 14th place.
Just want to mention, there's a McLaren in the pits of Killer 7, whether that's him retiring or he's coming
Not
out to the
changing his
outside.
front wing.
Oh my word. And he's still got to get around the track, remember? So that's not helpful, and obviously there's a bunch of guys also
He's
still
gotta
got to
be
get around the track.
choking.
So if he gets out ahead of that safety car, we're going to be waiting a few more laps then, Matthias, so this is not going to be good for us. It's
No.
not good for the stream.
F1 and Fan Red Bull 22 has joined. Who the
Who'd
frick
invite
is
him?
he? It's. I think Steve set the lobby in open.
He wouldn't have set the lobby open, he must have set it on friends only, and if he set it on friends only then I'll have to get my hands up and obviously say that. That's probably me who obviously got heroin then, because I can't really recall anyone else being friends with him, so it must have been on friends only then, which obviously at the end of the day isn't my fault then, but I don't know what's going on here. I definitely never mentioned to Aaron that that I'm in a league. Well, I'm commentating over a league race tonight. I don't really mention that to many people, but somehow he seemed to think that it's probably, I guess, good to join. I don't know. I'll ask him to see afterwards.
So K-check who has already some penalties from U-turn.
Penalties then. There's quite a few of them already, so incident-wise, Simon has a penalty here, Ice-T, Lucas, Lorenzo, Monster, another one for Lorenzo, well, the different Lorenzo, the McLaren Lorenzo, Hill Hiker, Jan, Killer 7, Hill Hiker again, Rike, Lorenzo Bandini, well, actually no,
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap.
Ah, it's in this lap. That's good, but
That's
all of them have got 5-second time penalties for severe collision.
VFG Luke has joined, man. You're too late. He would take
What's
the
going on
Williams seat,
here?
but it's like, here we are. First of all, I'll discuss that later, but first the safety car restart.
What is going on here? I don't know how these people keep joining. I know VFG
Well,
Luke
probably
is sensitive this
Luke got
time.
an invite from Steve, Sam and Thomas and Mike are getting a good restart as well for Felix, but there was some unclearance before the start because Felix had a birthday party at his grandma's house, but there's a storm today in the Netherlands, so it was cancelled, and then He could race today, so probably can't. Yeah. Thomas making a mistake there, going a bit wide into the corner. But yeah, Felix is on a controller, so notice that driving P4 on the pad, he's one of the fastest controller drivers I know and might in the world, because he's always in top 300. So really class from him there.
Oh, big look up from Maiko there. He's had to cut the corner.
Oh, 3 second time penalty.
Let's see what Thomas could do there. Can he?
Thomas hasn't got a penalty yet, so he just needs to stay within 3 seconds if he won't get any penalties.
Well, obviously we've still got the rain here. I don't know when the rain's going to stop. We're still waiting for it. It's apparently going to go dry within the first 20
minutes, but it always can change.
Forecasts always do seem to change, and at the moment right now it's changed for the better. We're still racing in these cold, rainy conditions, but it's going to be interesting to see when the tyres, when the track is suitable for dries, who goes to dries on what lap. Because obviously some people decide to go early and risky to get hopefully the best momentum when they come out, while others go later. This is not really a track though, since the track is quite short. It's not really a track which really worries too much. If you get a track like Spa though, for example, that's when it gets very interesting. Or you can get it wrong.
Tom in the pits, 5 second time penalty, corner cutting.
We'll see what happens then. Thomas has lost a lot of ground to Maiko. Everyone else is about a second behind as well, so nothing really going on. Ice-T and Tim. Tim's in the wall. He's not gone fully into the wall, but I don't know if that was a squeeze from the racing point there of Ice-T, because Tim's lost quite a bit of ground there from that. So not really the best showing there from Ice-T.
Yeah.
Tim will continue to close in again. Has he got any damage from that? I'm sure he hasn't.
Ooh, VRT arrow, aka Duncan, really breaking late. Up to Paul, but
Ice-T now
up the back.
Watch Tim as well. Tim's probably looking for the better exit here. We're gonna get Ice-T on the straight. I'm gonna try to anyway. See what happens. Who gets the better exit? I think it's Tim, but he gets a little bit of wheel spin.
Is he going to try it again? Oh, they touched.
At the back there. Oh, the racing point's got a little bit of damage here. So this is not good for Tim, but look, here they go again! It's happened again!
Again,
that was Ice-T's fault there. That was not Tim's fault there. Ice-T just squeezed him into the barrier. And poor racing
but
from
also
Ice-T
just,
there.
you can say, really an optimistic move from Tim, but yeah. Completely Ice-T's fault, squeezing him to the wall. Just leave him space.
A bit of lack of etiquette there, and Tim's actually decided to...
Tim retired from the session.
He's gone and absolutely pummeled it into the wall there, so... not really good from Tim, but Tim probably just had enough of this stress.
Past the half of the race, Sam, and we had 2 safety cars, 1 VSC.
This is just painful at the moment, isn't it? Just sitting here, just waiting, literally to get the dries underway, which will actually soon, by the way, because it's actually stopped raining if you've noticed. So dry tyres will be out soon. If it was a safety car, I wonder if there would have been some people who had actually decided to go into this lap, but it's virtual safety car.
It's too wet.
Yeah, but if you went for the safety, if this was a safety car rather than a virtual safety car, I wouldn't be surprised if some people were actually, would actually go on to the softs. And there is a that's Ice-T in the pits. I doubt he'll go on to the softs because, like you said, it's probably a bit too early.
Sorry.
Well, on the dry tyres.
He is going for the 5 second time penalty.
What tyres he's going to get? I want to see what tyres he puts on.
It is intermediate.
Yeah, he's still not ready for dries just yet. Track is drying up though.
The top 8 didn't make any pit stops. Oh, the safety car VSC already disappeared. Didn't notice it.
Monaco's so slow you don't even notice when the VSC
Really short
ended
one.
there. You see the track's drying up. Look how much grip the I think it was Thomas I was looking on board of. He's got so much more grip now. I think so has Maiko, but I don't think he's still a bit too damp for the dry tyres as shown there.
Yeah.
Whether this is Maiko setting the fastest lap, won't be for now, but next lap it should be setting the fastest laps in now. Lucas has got a 3-second time penalty, yet still too wet.
Yeah. I think you need
Monitoring
to
if
wait
anyone-
1 or 2 laps from now on and then wait.
Just monitoring if anyone's going to be at any point risky. No one is taking that risk. Go down into these
Top
corners.
4 is starting to fall, gap between the top 4, but
Not too much of a worry. I mean,
no, it's like if Thomas finishes within 3 seconds of Maiko, he's promoting to P1, but that's it. That will probably help Williams a lot in the championship fight. Also, Simon down in P9, so there's also going on quite a battle with Fierty Arrow, Paul, Simon also closing in. Fierty Arrow locking up. Also Tokyo drifting at the exit of the corner.
Just about to see with the lap being broken. No? Okay. Apparently not. So I was expecting the lap to be broken, but it's our 17 lap old intermediates. They've gone a long way. But we're now on lap 18, so now I think we are roughly still not halfway, are we? So we won't be halfway until lap 20, pretty much. Well, lap 19 and a half, but adding it up, it's lap 20 out of 39, which is halfway pretty much. So still not there. Still not on the dry tyres either.
Sorry
so...
guys for not reading the comments. Didn't really see the guys made any comments. What happened? As team also had to say something on the topic. Don't know what you're talking about. It's drying up. Yeah, we know. Little brother of Benjamin. Your big brother is.
Thomas. Almost got a little bit slidey there. Maybe start to indicate that the track is drying up enough to maybe spark something different. Thomas doesn't believe so, but he's
I think it's starting to get time for slicks.
Well, let's see what people do. And I look at Felix. Felix is coming to the pit, so I'm just going to go on board with him, just stick with some others. I just want to see what tyres he goes on. Williams' team is not out. Now they are. And he's going on mediums. Here we go then.
One-stop friend then.
Let's see what Felix can do, how much time he can make up immediately. It's going to be interesting to see. Still
I know, 20 laps on the mediums, do you think he'll make it?
Yeah, he'll make that easily. He's got a little bit of a dodgy start there. He's actually very slow off the start, really. He's starting to pick up speed now, but a little bit of spray on the track, but I don't think that's going to hinder him too much. As he goes through these corners right now. Trying to build up enough momentum on. Obviously the tyres will still be cold. It won't be up to temperature just yet.
Let's watch. It sounds weird. Let's take a look what the top guys are going to do. Going to pit, staying out, whatever. Simon 3-second time penalty. We're on board with Maiko here.
Oh, there goes.
He's going to the pits. What is Thummy Boy going to do?
Thomas is coming to the pits as well.
Yeah.
Alpha's staying out.
Don't
I think that was
mention me calling Thomas Tommy Boy.
This is going to be interesting to see.
Is he going to come out ahead of Maiko? No, he isn't.
Oh, so Thomas was on the intermediates a minute there, but
No,
he isn't.
on the mediums.
I think he was on the intermediates for a second, but
He
it's
lost
obviously
some
not
time to
error.
Maiko, not a bit. really much.
Aero and Joran think it's another lap to go. Felix is a little bit shaky on the wets. He's come out ahead of I think that's Steve there, so he's in 6th place and he's into his net position again in 4th place. So he's not really made up much, or he's not really lost much. But you can see now these medium tires.
Lorenzo, or it was Killer losing his front wing. DRS is enabled, so that's a sign that's trying now for all the guys to go in slicks. Yeah.
Maiko closing in on the Aero here. He's actually catching up like way faster than what Aero's doing right now. Look at that, Aero struggling very slowly through those corners. Look how quickly Maiko
on
gets
the
through.
intermediate, so
still there's parts of the track though that still aren't fully dry yet, as you've just noticed that Maiko not going really to full speed, but it's going to be interesting to see what lap time he can put in, since he should be able to get an actual lap time in not this lap but the next lap. Aero staying out! Aero thinks it's more than needed to stay out another lap, so that's rather interesting from Aero. Probably not the right strategy in my opinion, but hey ho, at least he gives us a little bit more, I guess, of a backing for a title fight.
Thomas 4.67 behind, so he needs to find the 1 point. Felix now with the fastest lap, 121.9, just about in 121s. But Thomas needs to be in a gap of 3 seconds to overtake Maiko with his 3 seconds he has. But
Maiko's right behind Aero right now. This is going to be difficult for Maiko to get by because Aero obviously on the intermediate tyres is not really helpful. Might be a little bit shaky as well on the throttle, which doesn't help. Maiko's going to make the move though. Is he going to make it stick pretty cleanly? Got to be careful through here since, like I said, the intermediates make
oh,
shaky.
they're making contact, and Maiko got damage.
What I said about the intermediates, look at them, they're all over the place, and Maiko's had to cut the corner.
Oh.
Tangled up.
Oh. More
Aero,
drama
I think,
for
was
the
able to get a lap
Mercedes
delay.
team.
Oh, and the Aero's all over the place. He's left it a lap too late on this intermediate set of tyres, but I mean, now he's going to have a Raging
Maiko
Thomas
getting a 5-second time penalty, gained 1 place.
Oh, that's going to hinder him a lot. Look at Thomas now, who'll be back up into 2nd place. Ben also up to 3rd place. Felix will be in 4th as well, so Aero's probably going to lose out quite a bit here.
But look at Thomas, how close he is to Maiko.
Oh my word, what happened to Maiko? Maiko just goes very
Going down
slowly
the
there.
inside of the casino square.
Oh!
Side by side to the corners, and Thomas overtook Maiko. The impossible was made.
Safety car!
Safety car! He just timed it perfectly.
Now he's going to be leading this race.
Jesus.
Why is there a safety car? What's happened? One of the McLarens? Aero leaves the session. Don't know if he's lagged out there or not, or
it's from Killer. He retired, but Jesus, that was a good move from Thomas, going around the outside first to the casino square, or the inside, and then he has the outside of also the casino square, and then just perfectly overtaking him while the safety car comes out.
Well, it's going to obviously be on lap 24 where it comes in, approximately, so
Is Maiko going to pit with the wing damage he has? It's Monaco, you need all the downforce available.
He's got that wing damage as well, so Maiko at the moment is in big trouble, not only of losing that first place, he's also in trouble of losing maybe a podium here, because the grid behind him doesn't seem too much.
He also got a 5
Maiko's
seconds. 5 plus 3 is a quick math.
Made it sound like rocket science there.
Rocket science. Math is not my bad. Rocket Williams, yeah, it's a rocket science here.
Rocket Williams not so much a rocket though, is it? Let's be honest.
You're rocking it at the back, but here in the front. Sam, as the real season is approaching us, the real F1 season, what do you think that would be the surprise of the season? Last season it was probably McLaren, and yeah, what do you think it will be this season?
I think the surprise of the season, driver-wise, and I think everyone's going to be moaning at me in the chat if they're still watching, obviously, because of how, I guess, lackluster this race has suddenly become with all these safety cars. But in my opinion, I mean, I might get, like I said, I might get a little bit of attention here saying no, that won't happen. And I think Leclerc will actually win the championship this year. I think
I think
season
Ferrari will be bottling it again. So I think no, but like, okay, it's his second year at Ferrari. He had a good season last.
I think the reason why I say this mainly, and obviously we'll have to see what happens obviously in the season ahead and obviously Australia.
First watch pre-season.
Yeah, and obviously at the start of the season, he was a little bit, I wouldn't say shaky or a little bit inexperienced, but in that Ferrari it felt very new to him being in that top team. And obviously in Bahrain he then, obviously it wasn't his fault, that was Ferrari's fault what happened to him there. It should have been his first ever win in Formula 1. Obviously he had to wait probably a few months more to get that victory, but I feel like over the season, especially in the second half of the season, Leclerc really improved and he really proved himself to be up there with Hamilton. And unfortunately Ferrari just couldn't keep up with Mercedes at the end, and
You know what I
obviously
think?
Mercedes was just on fire, so
I think
Leclerc won it.
Lewis is going to match Michael Schumacher's 7 titles. Bottas is going to lose his seat at the end of the season. Max is going to finish second in the championship. Then Leclerc. Then we have Albon, Vettel having also a disastrous season, and Bottas in 6th. And we might see McLaren. I hope to see McLaren getting podiums. Regular podiums.
This is an interesting season for McLaren in my opinion.
They got a good season last season. Was a bit of a whole new lineup with the rookie and more experienced Carlos Sainz, which is obviously one of my favorite drivers. So
not only that though, what I find interesting about McLaren is that probably out of every team last season, you've got to really put your hats off to them. They were probably the ones who improved the most, and they were really they were far ahead in terms of what teams they were. They were far ahead of the midfield teams. But they were too slow for the top 3. The safety cars in this lap, by the way. But I feel like the development they showed last year, if they show that into this season, they could really break into that top 3 and really start to challenge whoever's third place.
Sometimes, but
yeah,
here we are for the safety car restart.
We're underway again.
Getting good restart. First restart in the dry. What's going to happen here in the Monaco Grand Prix? Last 14 laps. Arrow being overtaken by some guys, but he left the session, so 3 points for IC Beats, but he is probably under investigation for, yeah, you can say crashing out Tim Venting. Maiko still having that wing damage, so he'll be probably under big pressure from Benjamin. Both locking up, but Felix still in P4. He's going to score a podium on his debut. I think he is. He's close enough to Maiko for to pick him up in the penalty with his penalty. So yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next season, 100%.
It'll be interesting to see, and like I said, we've still got the car reveals to go. Haas already revealing.
I love the livery, it's so clean.
You do realise if you change that into the green that Braun did in 2009,
the Braun is my favourite car.
Looks like a Braun car, so yeah, I don't understand why they didn't go on. It's because they got bought out by Mercedes, didn't they, in 2010? So, and look where that's gone. I'm not 100% sure why Ross Braun decided to follow.
Going for a whole different livery, and I think Renault we saw on the team where it's red, no, it's yellow, black and white for Danny Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon. I hope to see a better Red Bull livery, because they quite come for the same the last 3 years, 4 years, so Hope to see a new design.
AlphaTauri is going to be interesting to see. Since we haven't really got their official colours, but many people are anticipating a black and white sort of car, or really a black and like navy blue sort of colour.
Oh, that would be good. A bit like the Red Bull test livery from 2018.
Sorry, a white and navy blue, yeah. I think that's going to be interesting to see what they do.
When is the next car review?
It's on the 11th, which is 2 days actually.
Tuesday. Which team?
Yeah, no, the most boring one, the most obvious one of them all. I'm guessing you. I mean, just have a guess of who that team is. The most boring livery, and the livery that basically never changes every year because we know what colour it's going to be. We know
Ferrari.
pretty much what it's going to be. Yep, exactly. We know what all the colours is probably going to be. Going to be like red and probably like that tint of black or a tint of white there.
I hope that they have a beautiful livery, not just simple red, but I really liked last year's livery from 2018. But I hope they do a good thing on the design thing. I think Williams is going for a whole different livery, as I said.
Yeah, I've been really confused about Williams because it seems to show that white, red, and blue sort of colour, which is obviously interesting. And Yorin, by the way, is getting held up by the Alfa Romeo. Hasn't got any damage. It makes the moves stick just about, but yeah, it's interesting with Williams because they've got a white and blue this time. Obviously, there's a little bit of red, but they seem to tease a lot more red this year. So I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking how it would work, though. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do in terms of livery wise. Spot just sets the fastest lap of everyone, so Simon showing the pace there. But Thomas has just gotten away from Maiko by like 2 seconds there, and obviously Maiko got wing damage, but Ben has not been able to impact that in any way, shape or form, so I mean...
11 laps to go. Probably in 15 minutes we'll know the winner. We'll know the official results, but
yeah, I've literally just been I've just been told that I need to go into like an emergency party with someone. Need to talk about something. It's about more of my league and everything. I don't know if I need to join now. He just said as soon as possible. If that's okay if I leave you, hopefully I can come back just before the end. But
yeah, okay.
I've just been called for that. Yeah, so obviously apologies, but hopefully it's a good end to the race. I'm going to stay in the lobby though, don't worry. So I'll just obviously watch the race. Okay.
Bye. See you soon, I think. Well, it's Sam leaving now. I'm on my own. We see a big gap from between Thomas and Maiko. Ferrari also looking really strong. P5 and P6. Red Bull as well. Icy still on the points. Simon P10. Maiko also having the damage, but only 3 retirements in 30 laps. That's really good, I think. No low amount. Heel Riker Tom. 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Michael being under pressure from Benjamin and Felix. Flix. I think he'll be happy when he finishes racing P4, but he'll probably get promoted to P3 because of the penalties of Maiko. Don't think they will be removed. One was for just missing his braking point, locking up. The other one was for the incident with Arrow. Ooh. Felix losing his part of his front wing there. Oh Jesus, but it's only 8 laps to go, so he has a big gap. He doesn't need to lose too much time to stay in the 8 seconds of Monaco. But you'll probably see some significant him losing amount of time. Oh, 3-second time penalties. There's a lot of penalties being awarded. I don't know what Benjamin is going to play it easy, wait for the race to end and finish P2 for after the penalties. But Steve isn't closing up, so does he have damage as well? Not really like I see. Beautiful camera shots from the helicopter. Going through sector 2 and 3. Nope, he hasn't got any damage. Felix losing a lot of time. Um, 3.6 for Felix, but I don't know if Steve got any penalties, so we'll just need to see and wait. 7 laps to go, and Paul and Lorenzo are battling here for the almost the last point, but 21 seconds from Paul to Simon. Still no points for McLaren on the board. Probably won't change after this race. Simon down in P10. Details, position changed. Some people probably got like 24 seconds of penalty. Yeah, probably. What I wanted to say is, positions changed. VRT Arrow still with the most positions gained. Monster with 5 positions gained. Steve with 6. Simon losing 5. Lorenzo, aka Yellow, losing 5. Stops Lucas did a 3 stop. Heisty a 4 stop. And Lorenzo a 5 and Hillhiker Thomas 6 stop. Tires, everyone was on the mediums except for Paul and Jan. Jan the man. Thomas really comfortable in the lead, so let's switch back to the front. Felix with his wing damage. No real pressure for him against him. Oh, and our Paul retired from the session. Is that going to be a safety car? Is it going to be a safety car? I don't think so. Oh, he crashed in a really bad spot. Watch the 2 Ferraris battling for P5. And there's the DNF car from Paul. In the back, Felix, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. He's still safe to Steve. 7.6 behind Aardappel, aka Benjamin. Here, oh, Steve letting Yarn through. Team orders here. We will see if he can pull away from his team and close the gap to Felix. Ooh, Michael also pushing to Thomas. Did something happen to Thomas then? No, not really, but it's try where Michael probably is the faster driver. But in where Thomas is the master, but losing 5/10 a sector is really much. Michael probably is also pushing really hard. The last laps are in. Not really much to go. You see us really Jorn closing up to Felix, but Jorn also probably has any penalties, but Steve really slower than his teammate. Oh, but he has damage, so that explains a lot. I stay close to Lucas. Oh, getting the better exit up the hill. Oh, Lucas making a mistake, which allows Ice-T to overtake him, and Lucas got damage on both end plates. Lucas is now being under pressure from Simon. But they are from just not in a second of each other. Just away, but Michael probably pushing. Yeah, Thomas has less ERS than Michael. Michael has a lot of ERS to play with. Only 2.5 laps to go. Williams will score if it stays like this. 25 plus 12 from Felix makes it 37, and probably Felix has the fastest lap, so that makes 38 points against Mercedes with 18 plus 2 is 20, so Williams will walk away by some margin of 20 seconds, which will increase the gap to around 30 points. Here we have Simon trying to push to Lucas to overtake him. Here going around down the inside. Good defending from Lucas, but here Simon gets the better exit of the chicane, and he's in front of him. Good move, good battle from both of the guys, being fair to each other. Must say that. Here, Jorn really close to Felix in the last 2 laps. But it's Monaco, you can't overtake easily here. Yeah, Thomas with a bit of a Ferrari helmet still, of his old times at Ferrari last season. What can Jorn do to Felix? Felix trying to defend the position for his life. But Jorn probably being smart, he probably also has a lot of penalties, but I don't know. Steve 7.8 behind his teammate Simon, and hill hiker Tom getting both 3-second time penalties. Here probably one of the last opportunities for Joran. He doesn't take the opportunity, but he gets the better exit up the hill. Felix defending very well. It's Monaco, just park the car in the middle. Joran being really faster than him. Yeah. Who knows? We might see a crash in the last lap. Don't think we will. Thomas, the master of Monaco, as I think we can call him. Let's wait till the last corner is done. For the last time, coming to the final corner, Thomas wins in Monaco, the jewel of the circuit, of the calendar, to take his 3rd win of the season and increasing the time, increasing the gap to Maiko. Watch this battle still. Hardball in the P2. Really good job from him, mate. From you. What can Jorn do? He stays in P5. He stays in P5. Steve coming across the line in P6. Really strong result for the Ferrari team here. Owen, Simon overtakes IST Beat on the last lap. He's not going to be happy with that. BK 5-second time penalty, insert penalty, but IST Beat still finishes in front of Simon. Here we have Monster taking the last point of the table. This was the Grand Prix of Monaco, racing through a whole country in just 1 minute and 8 seconds, as we saw in qualifying. But this was what the best Monaco Grand Prix I have ever saw. Here we have Thomas taking his 3rd win of the season. Next time podium rookie podium debut for Benjamin and Michael in 3rd place. Not going to be happy with that, I think, but Thomas is going to be happy with the win. And Williams increasing their championship lead. Same for Thomas, extending it by 10 points. Really good race in my opinion. These are the results from the Monaco Grand Prix. If my game will load. Thomas wins the race. Yeah, Benjamin in P2. Michael with 11 seconds of time penalties in P3. Felix, a good debut from him in P4. Jarn in P5. Steve in P6. IST Beats in P7. Simon in P8. Lucas in P9, Monster in P10, Lorenzo P11, VT Aaron P12, Jan in P13, Jelle in P14, Ricky P15, Paul P16, Killer in P17, but those are the DNFs. Killer, Tim, Lieutenant Barry and Hill Hiker, Tom. I want to thank you guys for watching this stream. Really thank you for the support. And I hope to see you at the press conference and next week's Bahrain Grand Prix. But yeah, going to say bye bye now. So